So in your Tyre TPMS kit, you're going to get the main display unit, which just slots into your standard full-size Tyre rockets like switch blank areas. You're going to get 4 external Tpms sensors. These just like screw into your valve caps. We also have the internal versions, but they need the tyre removed to be installed. A spanner to install the lock nuts here, which you are mainly used for theft, so you don't have to use them. And spare seals, which you can see there's a seal in the middle here. And your wire kit here, which can go into a 15th amp fuse that's on ACC, or you can just chop it and connect it to power. A ground ring here, and then the plug for the display at the other end. And your internal sensors here. So what needs to happen here is your tyre needs to be removed, and these units need to be installed properly, and then the tyre balanced after they've been installed. So normally you get your local tyre shop to do that. Installing the Tyre TPMS system. So you'll have on your Tyre somewhere, you're going to have a standard size Tyre like switches here, which you're going to need to fit the system. So as you can see here, you got like some lights installed here, dimness and an idle up. Now what you want to do is just want to pop one of these out. These spare ones will just pop out like that. So that's how they come out. And as you can see, your new TPMS unit is just going to slot straight. But first, what you want to do is you want to get the cable kit that it comes with, and unscrew that, run it out, and tuck. You've got 2 things you need to hook up here. So you've got a fuse for the power, so this is going to piggyback off your current fuse. If you don't want to do this, you can always just chop this off. It just needs to go to a 12 volt power source, and obviously just an earth there. So we're just going to tuck these down to pop out down by the... Once it's installed, you can just scratch off the protective screen on it. Now we've just got our 2 cables to hook up here. So instead of earth and a 12 volt, obviously it comes with a fuse jumper. So you just want to like plug that into a 15 amp fuse. Obviously you only want this to come on when the car comes on, so it's just a matter of taking a tester and putting it into a fuse plug that's going to have power when the obviously car's running, as you don't want this on all the time when the car's off. So as you can see up in your fuse, you just want to find a spare 15 amp fuse if you have it, and I plug it into there, check that it comes on just when the car ignition's on, or you can just chop that off and hook it straight to a 12 volt ground of your choice. A 12 volt and a ground of your choice. Once that's all done, you're going to get a bit of power on your screen there. You can see the 4 different displays and PSI showing up. So the next step is just to install the sensors here. As you can see, it has a sticker on it saying rear right. So you want to go and put this in the rear right tyre. So in the kit you've obviously got your spanner and your lock nuts. Now the lock nuts don't have to be used, but they're mainly there to stop theft. So spin on the lock nut, screw on the sensor, back the lock nut up against the sensor, and tighten them both up. That's on. Now you can see after we've installed that, we are reading on the rear right 32 psi. So that's the first one installed, so just go around and repeat that for the other 3, and check all your pressures are showing up. Now you can see it's all installed, and we have the 4 tyre pressures are showing up.
Now, the main thing you want to do is you want to probably set your high and low pressure alarms. So there's a few like auto alarms that are going to come on. There's going to be an auto alarm that's going to come on if there's an increase or decrease in pressure that is faster than normal. So it's going to warn you anyway, so you don't have to worry about that. And there's also an alarm if there's an increase in temperature that's quicker than normal. So those are your auto alarms, so you don't have to worry about those. Your user set alarms, you can choose where your high and low pressure value is, and also your high temperature. So you just want to hold down the set button, which is the button on the right hand side here, for 2 seconds. It's going to beep and the unit's going to say P1. Click through until it says P3. Then click the left button, which is OK, and you can see it's saying our high is set at 46, which is the default. If we push the OK button again on the left here, we can use the set button to go up to where we want it. And press the OK button again to set it. Press the set button, you go to your low pressure. Press the OK button. You can only go one way here, so you can only push the set button, so you can only go up. So we go all the way up, and obviously we can go down quite low. Set that to where you want it to be. The OK button. At your high temperature alarm degrees is 80, so you can change that to be wherever you want it to be. Set button, and you're back to the start. So now when you want to exit out, press and hold the set button again for 2 seconds. So I'm going to go back 1 to P3, and then press and hold it for 2 seconds again, and that's taking you back to the home screen. So that's how you set your high and low pressure alarms.